Hello. So today I'm sharing three things that will help your relationship with your children. It will help them develop mentally, especially when it comes to emotional intelligence. It will help with your bonding with them. It will help your connection with them and for them to listen to you when you are trying to advise them. They will relate. It will be like they have this natural connection to you. And the number one thing is guess. Spend quality time with them. I know we always say that, but it can be really hard, especially for me as a person who is learning how to use content creation to share some of the things I have for the world. I will sometimes be like, how do I even justify no screen time to Isabel when I'm always holding my phone? And I need you all who have been in this for some time to advise me. How do you do this? Spend time with your children, no phones, all focus on them, engage with them, talk to them, hear them speak to you. That moment is going to help you to break into them. It's like you're trying to connect with someone, that quality time is what you need to connect with your child. It creates a great bond. About just providing the money and all that. The children needs your affection, your time. They need to be seen. They want to know that you hear them and understand them. I always hear people say, oh, my child does not listen to me or what. And I'm wondering if you hear your child. I'm wondering if you hear your child. Sometimes we can be really busy and we find out that the only time we are speaking to our children is when we are instructing them to do something or we are yelling at them for doing something that is not okay. Is there a time where we are just spending with them and just sitting with them and listening to them, letting it be about you trying to discover your child? These things actually go a long way, as in you will realize some issues that your child have, the cause of that issue through that time you spend with them. And so I want you to try that. There are a lot of things that is going to happen once you start spending time with your child. Try to do this every day, even if it's just 30 minutes. Switch off the phones, be with your child, sit on the floor and play with them. Or if they are teenagers, ask them what they want to do. The second thing I want to share with you is model. It's like automatic for me to want to tell my children, do this, do that. I'm your parent. I have to, it's my responsibility to teach you this and to make you do this. But I can tell you the best way your child can learn and learn that she won't forget, it will be part of them, is for you to show them, model. One thing I've learned about modeling is that it reveals to me how much grace I need, and I'm able to transfer that grace to my child. Because if something is so hard for me, if it's hard for me to control my emotions, I'm telling Isabel, you need to take it easy with your brother. I know he is really frustrating sometimes, but you need to try to share your calm. Can you ask him this? Can you tell him this? And then she's looking at me like, but you are not doing any of that. You are busy yelling, Judah, Judah, stop it, no, no. And you telling me I shouldn't do this. Your child will do what you do, not what you tell them. So this is something we have to look at. It's so important because the most important relationship in a child's life is the relationship, that of the parents. English. Did I make sense? The most important relationship in a child's life is a relationship they have with their parents or caregiver. So if you as a parent, you are not taking that place of the role model, there are so many role models out there that are ready to take your place, and they might not necessarily be the models that you want your child to look up to. So I want you to take your place. I want you to build that trust, spending quality time with your children, modeling, respecting them. This was not part of the 3 points, but let me throw it in there. Respecting your children, because as an African, there's nothing like respecting a younger person. Remember, respect is necessary for every person. Every human deserves to be respected. What do you think God thinks about God's creation? you know Biblically, whatever way you look at it, you have to respect your children. And if you want your children to learn respect, then you have to respect them so they can know what respect looks like. You are not going to beat your child and hate them and not respect them and expect them to know love, respect. You know, you're not gonna be a parent who doesn't empathize and expect your child to show empathy. It's just one of the huge things as an African that we do not know how to empathize because of hardships, in quote. We are always told, oh, do you know that there are people who have it even worse than you? So we don't know how to empathize. Maybe those words were meant to be encouraging, but before you can even show someone a solution or something, they have to understand that you understand what they are going through. A lot of times your child does not hear you, or they block you out because they feel like you don't even understand what I'm going through. All emotions are valid. It doesn't mean that the reaction to that, the way they act with that emotion is okay. It doesn't mean that why that emotion is coming up, the reasons are true, but the emotion is happening and that is true, and you can empathize with that. You can say, wow, he is really sad. Somebody being sad, you can feel sorry for them, you can empathize with that. Somebody crying, somebody hurt, somebody not feeling loved, your child say, I don't feel like you love me, and you start shouting, hey, you don't feel like I love you, eh? The food I gave you. You're not hearing your child. You are not hearing what your child is saying. Instead of you to feel like, oh, can you tell me why you feel this way? I really do not mean in my actions to make you not feel loved. Can you tell me why you feel this way? How should we troubleshoot this? What are some of the things mommy can do? Can you help mommy? Because I want us to know love in this home. That is the way your child needs, that being seen and being respected, and somebody understanding them. That is how you connect with your child. That is how they will listen to you when you try to help them. And then number three that I want to talk about, because I have already three turned into five, but you take it, right? So the last one I want to share with you is taking care of yourself. So important. I know that the world has hijacked this self-care thing. It's now all about us coming online, hey, and my I put 100 filters on my, and I look good, I get 100 likes, yeah, self-care, romantic dates. But one thing I want to talk about self-care for you as a parent is your mental health. What is going on here, what is going on inside here is going to affect how you react to your children, how you speak to them, how you relate to them. So deal with those things. Some of these things are from when we were children. Like I said, there are so many resources online, but you don't really have to go after all this knowledge. I like to keep it simple. I feel like something is just the same thing over and over and over. So for me, the word of God always does it for me. And then, yeah, just a couple of real life, life example, other moms, I'm okay. But you can get a lot of resources online about how to deal with some of the things that makes you, snap at your children and all that, because most of the time, that thing your child did, if you were really mentally okay, you wouldn't have shouted the way you shouted. You wouldn't have yelled at your child, and that is not good for the child, because it's like when people do yo-yo dieting. Today you are big, three days or 3 months later, you are thin. Another month, that is not healthy. Your kidney is going to suffer. You're gonna get sick. Same for your child. They will keep on testing the temperature because they realize that you're not even serious. But it also messes up with their brain. They will also grow to be people who are not consistent. One of the things that will also happen that is really huge is that you are putting your emotional burden, your emotions that you can't take care of, on your child, and that is a lot. They will literally lose the real who they are, and they will just be chasing shadows because you blame them for your issues. You wake up late, you're late for work, and they are doing what children do. Mommy, can I mix this? You start yelling. But the real thing is the fact that you are late. They are just doing what children do. On a normal day, you could have handled that well, but now it is their problem. So you have to make sure that you are dealing with your mental state. And one thing that I can tell you, like I said, the Bible is always my first place to go. I try. Some days I want to go to my friends first. Some days I want to go to social media first. But One thing I want to share with you is being try to be modest as much as possible. The world will burden you with so much, do this, do that, go here, do that. Try to be modest in everything. You know, the more there's clutter, the more you are burdening yourself emotionally. I mean, for me, it's true. So I don't know for you. Try to be simple in everything, and I'm talking about everything. The way you shop for clothing, the way the number of friends you have, the way you search for knowledge. Sometimes I can go crazy about healthy food, blah blah blah, and God is looking at me like, Doreen, because really it's just simple things. The whole world is contaminated. You can try as much as you can, but you don't need all the knowledge to know that, hey, just eat real food, you are done. There's nothing else apart from that. But we keep on looking and looking and looking as if we want more. There's nothing more. And so I want to share that with you. Try to live simply, and that will help you a lot mentally. And of course, um, our bodies, health wise, what affects you mentally will affect your whole health. That is one thing. And of course, the foods we eat, every other thing that you do that affects your health, you have to take care of that as well, because the state of your health, it's all connected. It affects your relationships and all that. It spills over. When you are not okay, it spills over. So deal with all these things so that you have the great relationship. Your children will be happy to meet you. Everybody in your home will be happy to meet you. And you are passing off something great to your children that they will be able to use. They don't have to work on that when they are adults. So they will be adding on to it and sharing it with somebody else. They don't have to start from scratch when they are grown-ups. They will build on what you have started. So I would like to end here and take care and see you next time. Bye bye.